Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing my Week 15 NFL reactions. I'm doing this a day later because if you saw my yesterday's video, I wanted to do a power ranking. So today I'm going to be doing the power ranking. The Week 15 NFL reactions. If you guys want to see, I might do my predictions later tonight, or I'll do them early tomorrow morning. I don't know if you guys have when you guys want to see it, just comment down below saying when you guys want to see it. I'm okay with either. I don't know which ones I'm leaning toward yet, but pretty much we're gonna be doing my Week 15 NFL reactions. It was a crazy week. There was like 6 overtime games, a lot of madness going on. We had the biggest comeback in NFL history, ridiculous, and I'm gonna be recapping all of it. So let's get it going with our Thursday game. My Niners and the Seahawks. The Niners win 21-13. Honestly, score doesn't really show it, but the Niners definitely deserve to win this game. They played a lot better. Again, their defense was just on. We're not letting up anything. And their offense, again, played solid. Brock Purdy, 2 touchdowns, 217 yards. McCaffrey with 108 yards and a touchdown. He continues to be great. And George Kittle with 493 yards and 2 touchdowns. Our offense was, not as good as the earlier weeks, but still solid. We had a total of 3 sacks, and we played solid, I think. Maybe not our best game, but I think we deserve to win the game, and I'm happy with it. Seahawks side, I mean, Geno Smith actually did pretty good for facing the number one overall defense. Had 238 yards, 1 touchdown, with no interceptions. But Kenneth Walker got shut down, and they had some receivers that did decent. I mean, Noah Fant got a touchdown. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf both had 7 receptions. So, wasn't the worst game, but they really didn't really do much. Only 1 sack, and unfortunately, do not get the win. Niners win the game 21-13. Next up, we have one of the most bizarre games. There's so many bizarre games this week, but one of the most bizarre games. We had the Vikings and the Colts. Let's look at the scoring summary. You see all those Colts score in the first and second quarter. The score at half was 33-0. And look at this. Ridiculous. I'm going to talk about this right now, but my God, what a game. I mean, if you're a Colts fan, I don't know what to say. You guys only had one offensive touchdown, and your kicker had half of your points. And on the Vikings side, I mean, I like your team, but right now, with how bad your defense is playing, I don't know how to feel. Let's go on to the Colts side first. I mean, Matt Ryan did as much of like a Matt Ryan game as he normally does. Zach Moss actually did decent, but Pittman did okay. But if we're being honest, like Deion Jackson had a touchdown, but it was the defense that carried 7 sacks. 2 of them from Deo, and I mean, 2 interceptions, one going for a touchdown. I mean, it was a ridiculous game, honestly. On the Vikings side, Kirk Cousins might have had the best offensive game in his career, going not the greatest accuracy, but 460 yards and 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Dalvin Cook also had 95 yards, and Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne had big games as well. I mean, this game was ridiculous. It was insane. Defense did all right, but it really was just an offensive firepower game, and the Colts defense played really well in the first half, just crumbled like a Subway cookie in the second half. I don't know what to say about this game. Vikings won, but I wouldn't really consider it a win for the Vikings because of how bad their defense continues to play. The next Saturday game, we have a game where I was actually right on. The Browns beating the Ravens, and I actually called this game perfectly. I don't know my exact score prediction, but I said it was going to be a low-scoring game, and I said the Browns were going to come up on top because Tyler Huntley just has not been a good quarterback. He did have an okay game, but I mean he didn't throw any touchdowns, and he also had a pick. J.K. Dobbins continues to show that he is back and ready to go. 13 carries for 125 yards. And their offense, wide receivers wise, continue to do absolutely nothing. Unfortunately for them, their defense is playing really, really well. Just their offense can't score any points when you don't have Lamar Jackson, apparently. Deshaun Watson started to play a little better at 161 yards and a touchdown. Nick Chubb had 99 yards, which is about as what you would expect for him. And again, Donovan Peoples-Jones making a case for a number 2 wide receiver for the Cleveland receiving. And he has a touchdown. Overall, pretty boring game. Didn't watch much of it, but I could tell from the score and based on the recap that I believe that the Browns easily won this game, and it really was a really, really boring game. Next up, we have the Bills and the Dolphins. Ooh, this game was good. I watched this game. The snow in this game was ridiculous, and it was a really, really good game. I would say it was probably the best game of the week based on like two really good teams and how they ended up performing. Two games where I knew it was going to be a good game, just didn't know how good they were actually going to do, and they lived up to expectations. Tua did decent, better than his last couple weeks, so that's good for him. Raheem Mostert had 136 yards, Jalen Waddle 114 yards. Tyreek Hill continues to be making a case for MVP, but on the Bills side, they just overall won. Josh Allen with the career game, 304 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also ran for 77 yards. What a ridiculous game by him. But my goodness, if you are a Bills fan, are you just not worried when he starts running? Are you not worried that he's going to get absolutely sandwiched when you start running? Because that's what always happens, it seems like. Ridiculous. Um, yeah, Knox had a good game. And Diggs is like starting to go a little bit down from the start of the year, but he's still doing good, 560 yards. And your defense continues to be good, ish. I don't know how to feel about this game. Like, it was a good game to watch, but I don't think either fan base is too happy with how their team played. If I'm gonna be honest, offensively, yes, but defensively, I mean, it's not great. Next up, our first Sunday game, we have a weird game. We have the Bears and the Eagles. Eagles won this game, but I don't feel like they won the game. Like they really did struggle, and it really was not a good passing game from Jalen Hurts. Had 2 interceptions, 315 yards. But the reason why is, I mean, when you can run on your legs like Jalen Hurts can, I guess you just don't need to get any passing touchdowns. 3 rushing touchdowns by Jalen Hurts. Not one, not two, 3 rushing touchdowns by Jalen Hurts. Ridiculous. Miles Sanders had another bad game. A.J. Brown, 181 yards. Devontae Smith, 126 yards. Those two receivers went for 207 yards. That, no, sorry, 307 yards. That is insane. That is ridiculous. I can't, look at that. It goes from 181, 126 to 966. Ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Miles Sanders also with a negative 13-yard rack. Good job to you, Miles. Oh, great. But your defense went crazy as well. 6 sacks, and two by each. It was, who was it? Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, and Jason Hargrave. Bears had not the worst game. Again, like Justin Fields with Craig, he had one of the best runs I've ever seen in my career. If he was just not out of bounds, it would have been the most ridiculous run I've ever seen. But unfortunately, it was out of bounds. But he still had 95 yards rushing as well. Another career day from Justin Fields. But again, just Justin Fields is the main person there, so all the other players really didn't do much. I mean, Dave Montgomery had a rushing touchdown. Byron Pringle and Dave Montgomery also had receiving touchdowns, but at the end of the day, the record that the Chicago Bears have does not really give credit to how they've been playing. They've been playing like a really, really good team. A really, really good team. I can't believe it. They've been playing so good. And I think they deserve to get more wins. Defensively, they were not great, but at the end of the day, Bears, I would be happy if you're a Bears fan. You almost beat the 13-1 Eagles. And if you're an Eagles fan, that was kind of a nice game. And they're now 7-0 away, so Eagles are looking good. This game, do I even really have to recap it? This was the most boring game I've ever watched. I watched a little bit of it 'cause I watched it on Red Zone. It was so bad. I don't even really want to talk about it. I mean, I'm not even really going to talk about this game. Desmond Ridder sucked. Andy Dalton did whatever. Rashid Shaheed's apparently top 5. Alvin Kamara is apparently the new bust of this year, and Tyler Algier is on a different planet. I'm not gonna really talk about this game too much. I don't know what to say about this game. That game was ridiculous. I don't know. Neither of those teams are doing anything worthwhile for me to react to. Now I will react to this game because this game was a very close game to the wire. In fact, we have the Lions and the Jets. Lions, you guys are continuing to go. Massive winning streak for the Detroit Lions. I'm so happy for them. I want them to keep winning. I want them to keep winning so badly, and they keep doing it. Again, Jared Goff continues to keep going. Amon-Ra continues to be a top 5 wide receiver in the game. On the Jets side, it's a bit of an L. It's a bit of an L. Zach Wilson starts, and he was honestly not terrible, but not good either. Look at his completion percentage. Almost a 50% completion percentage. Rushing did not do anything, and receiving, it's again Garrett Wilson becoming a possible candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Next up, we got the Steelers and the Panthers. Ooh. How do you want to react to this game, guys? Do you really want to react to it or no? Because this game was another kind of snooze fest, I'm not going to lie. So again, I'm not going to react to it too hard. Sam Darnold, I mean, about as average as it gets. Mr. Trubisky also about as average as it gets. Najee Harris is trying to make a comeback after his horrible start to the start of the year. I don't know if he will or not, but I guess good for you. Look at the Carolina rushing. Absolutely terrible. I mean, it really was. You could not tell. I could not tell from, in my opinion, who won this game from the stats. It just doesn't show, in my opinion. I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna really recap this game. Steelers won in a really boring game. Now this game I will react to because what a game this was. Oh my God. The Jaguars, man. Trevor Lawrence, one of the best quarterbacks in the game these past 4 weeks. Trevor, 27 for 42, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, was playing like a god out there. Also had 3 carries for 21 yards. ETN continues to be good. Jamal Agnew had some good rushes. And Zay Jones with 3 touchdowns. Not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns. Oh my. Wow, this was a great game. But if you're a Cowboys fan, I'm worried. Dak Prescott with 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions? 2 interceptions? I'd be worried if I'm a Cowboys fan for Dak, man. He's been very inconsistent recently. I do not like that. Now, they do have a chance to win against the Eagles this week because Jalen Hurts is out. But still, I'm worried for the Cowboys right now a little bit. They're going to make the playoffs, but I'm just still worried for them, even once they make the playoffs. Zeke gets a touchdown. Tony Pollard continues to be the man out there. And CeeDee Lamb with a massive game. And Noah Brown with 2 touchdowns. Cowboys offense, if Dak Prescott didn't turn the ball over, probably the Cowboys win this game pretty easily. But when you turn it over, you're giving the Jaguars a chance to score. And it was a great late comeback from the Jags to win this game. Jags win. Next up, we got the Chiefs and the Texans. Another game where, kind of surprising, I thought the Chiefs were going to steamroll them. And this just shows that the Chiefs, they've been struggling a little bit recently, man. Mahomes had a good day. He had a really good day. But Jerick McKinnon, career day. Travis Kelce, he's back. Juju, he's doing good. Isaiah Pacheco, solid game. But when it's 30-24, that's not a bad sign. That's a really bad sign. Davis Mills actually didn't play too bad. Just don't count the 50% completion, but otherwise he played okay. And I mean, really not much to really talk about your team. Chris Moore continues to be kind of impressive, but I don't know how this game from stats looked like the Chiefs. It looks like the Chiefs won by a mile, but nope. Whatever. We're not gonna talk about this game too much. Chiefs won, but if you're a Chiefs fan, I don't know what to say, man. It's not looking amazing. Next up, we got the Broncos and the Cardinals. I mean, do I even want to recap this game? It's a kind of another boring game. I'm just gonna go through from the overview from now on. Apparently, when Brett Rypien starts, the Broncos are apparently elite. I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works, but I'm not really gonna get into that because Russell Wilson is that bad. Trace McSorley and Colt McCoy both have 3 interceptions combined. Again, I don't know how this game was this high scoring. It really shouldn't have been. But Latavius Murray, I'll give credit. Latavius Murray had a great game. Jerry Jeudy, again, continues to be good. And DeAndre Hopkins, even without Kyler Murray, still had a good game. And James Conner does get a touchdown. Kind of a boring game, though. Broncos win. I don't know how to feel about either of those teams. They're not going to make the playoffs. This was the most ridiculous game. How? My goodness. Look, Mac Jones, that's my reaction to the end of this game. How does this happen? How did that end up happen? Oh, I'm Jacoby Myers. Oh, I'm just gonna throw the ball straight to Chandler Jones. What am I doing? I don't even need to talk about this game. That was the most ridiculous ending. Oh my God. I didn't realize how bad Mac Jones was. 13 for 31, 112 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. That's terrible. Ramondre's ridiculous. It's simple as that. Ramondre's ridiculous. But, I mean, the receiving sucked. Myers made the worst play I've ever seen in a game. And honestly, the Raiders deserve to win this game. Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, good. And Keenan Cole, Darren Waller, and Matt Collins all with touchdowns. I don't know how I feel about this game. I'm happy that the Raiders won, and if you're a Patriots fan, I don't know what to say. Legitimately, I'd be in shock. I'd be so mad. Jacoby Myers, what were you thinking? Next up, we got the Chargers and the Titans. Honestly, I was expecting this game to be one of the best games of the week. This turned into be one of the worst games of the week. 17-14. That's how much scoring there is in this game. With the Chargers and the Titans, two of the best scoring offenses in the league, and you can't do anything more than 17 points. Ryan Tannehill was fine. I know his stats don't show it, but he was decently completed, and he gave some good things. Derrick Henry was amazing. Not only did he have 21 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown, but he also, in the receiving game, had 4 recs for 59 yards. Justin Herbert had 2 interceptions, but again, I don't really count the interceptions. I think he still had a decent game. Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly both had touchdowns. Austin Eckler was out for some of the game, unfortunately, because I'm in fantasy. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. They both did good. And the receiving was, it was decent. Keenan Allen did decent. Mike Williams had some catches. Also, Justin Herbert had some bad throws. He had some bad throws. He missed Mike Williams wide open on a touchdown like 2 times, I think. Both defenses were decent, I guess. And they both had 2 interceptions. I mean, their defenses played decent. They played like they needed to play, and I was surprised with the end result of that game. Next up, we have the Bengals and the Buccaneers. When I came in and saw this game and saw that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were winning 17-3 at halftime, I was shocked. But the Bucs do as they always do and crumble. I mean, Tom Brady, you can say he had 3 touchdowns, but you can also look at his 2 picks. He just has not been a good quarterback this year. Leonard Fournette continues to not be as good as he was last year. And Godwin has been good. Mike Evans finally starting to get back to the old Mike Evans we saw. Russell Gage with 2 touchdowns. So the receiving did good. But when you have Tom Brady making mistakes like that, and Joe Burrow with 4 touchdowns, 200 yards, 1 interception, and the receiving having Jamar Chase with a touchdown, Tyler Boyd with a touchdown, Mitchell Wilcox with a touchdown, and T. Higgins with a touchdown, you're in a recipe for success. Bengals win. I don't know how to feel about this game. The Bengals are just one of the best teams in the league, and the Bucs, as always, crumble in the second half. Next up, we have the Sunday night game. We have the Commanders and the Giants. I'm not gonna lie, I did not watch much of this game, and I'm glad I didn't because it was 2012. I heard from other people that the refs were awful in this game. Comment down below if the refs were really, really bad, but I've heard that they were giving a bunch of calls to the Giants. For me, in my power rankings, I said that the Commanders were better than the Giants, and I stand by that. I still stand by that. I like the Giants. I just think right now the Commanders are better than the Giants. Daniel Jones did as average as he can. Taylor Heinicke, average as he can. Saquon continues to be great. Brian Robinson continues to be good. Keep going down. Receiving, again, a bunch of no names for the Giants. And for the Washington, Jahan Dotson with a great game, as well as Terry McLaurin, continues to become scary Terry. A bit of a weird game. Low scoring. I expected to be a little bit more high scoring. And it seems like Taylor Heinicke had 2 fumble losses. Interesting. And their defenses, 3 sacks for the. It looks like on paper that New York should have won this game, but it seems like also it's kind of a rigged game. So I'm not really going to talk about this game too much because I didn't really watch it too much. But the Giants ended up winning this game. Comment down below what happened in this game because I didn't really watch it. And the Monday night game, I did watch this game. We have the Packers and the Rams. Rams continue to disappoint as they always do. You got Baker Mayfield. Woohoo! Mr. 12 for 21 for 111 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The guy who did not want to be in Cleveland, they needed to get a new quarterback, went to Carolina, sucked so much that he got waived on to the Rams. Which team is going to go to next? I was honestly really scared when Jimmy G got rid of that we were going to get Baker Mayfield, but I'm so happy they went to the Rams, a rival of ours, and he continues to stink it up. Cam Akers did about a pretty average game, and the receiving was god awful. On the other side, I mean, Green Bay continues to try and make a comeback and trying to get into the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen, but they are making an effort. Aaron Rodgers was decent, had a good completion percentage. Aaron Jones had 90 yards, and their receiving was decent. It was fine. It was pretty regular, and there was one touchdown for Aaron Jones. Two touchdowns for AJ Dillon also in the rushing game. Defensively, 5 sacks for Green Bay, 3 sacks for the Rams, one interception on both sides. Um, what just happened? Well, I mean, sorry, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get back into it, boys. All right. Well, that was anyways the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Well, actually, I should do a recap. Packers deserve to win this game. The Rams, they're crumbling. I put them as a second to last team right now because how bad they are playing. They deserve to be a bottom 5 team in the NFL, and they are playing like it right now. And that's the end of the video. If you guys like the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. At the time of recording this, we are at 96 subscribers, 4 away from 100. Please consider if that button is red, please consider to subscribe. It really does mean the world. And I'm trying to get 4 more subscribers by the end of the month. You guys have been killing it, and keep it up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.